This is Tiger. He just, every morning, he meows at me. And then he jumps on me. And he's like, I'm annoying. I'm an annoying little cat. Are you an annoying little cat? Hmm? Are you annoying? He kind of tarted. He's really sweet, but he kind of tarted. He's like, what are you doing, human? You're like my favorite human. But I don't know what you're doing. Because I'm a tarted little cat. That's what I am. So, I guess I will say some stuff about pets. I like pets. They is cute. Luigi. Luigi. Wow. Meow. I bit you. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna purr? You're retarded. Smash your head. Rip your fur off. Dinky cat. Look how curious he is. What's going on? Is that food for me? Because I don't actually love the human. I just love their foods. I just love that they feed me and give me food. I'm going to put you down now, kitty. You okay with that? What the hell is that? So, I've had dogs. I've had several dogs, in fact. But I think deep down inside, I'm a cat person. I do think that's a trait. Don't get me wrong, I love dogs. I got no qualms with dogs. But I think there are people that are suited to enjoy cats more, and there are some people that are suited to enjoy dogs more. And that might change with age. I've always liked cats a lot, but I've had extraordinarily strong bonds with one dog. I would probably say that the emotional connection I had with that one dog well, I don't know. The two cats we have right now and Max, those, like when I was in high school, I'd probably say that one dog. I want it to be the other one. That one dog probably was my favorite pet at that time, besides horses. You know, like, it's hard to tell. I don't know. I was really attached to that dog. Honey. Honey was my dog. And she was a sweetie. She was a sweetie. She lived a long time, too. Unfortunately, she died while I was in the Navy, so I wasn't even around to see that. Poor dog. I bet she got all flicking lonely without me around. To annoy the crap out of her. She was sweet. Honey was a dog. I think I've told this in another video, but I'm not sure. Found a dog while me and Chris were out doing fence work. There was a rattlesnake, and a dog came out of nowhere and bit that snake and shook it about, killing it. In the process, she got bit. And we took her to the house and tried to get her fixed up. She was a strange dog. We didn't know who she was or where she came from. Just a little puppy. And I tried to get my mom to take her to the vet and stuff, give her an antivenom or something. But my mom, being the way she is, none of that shit happened. We're only like, maybe 11 or 12 or some shit. We're like super young. And got no money, got no car, can't drive if you wanted to. But she lived. You know, my mom did try to help. She did what she knew how to do. I think she gave her some shots and stuff. I mean, that's something, right? And that dog did manage to live. And she's a fun dog. She's a fun dog. And she loved us. She loved peoples. The only time I ever saw that dog be mean was one time I hopped out the back door of the house. My mom has it enclosed now. It's a room. But I'd hopped out the back door because I saw Honey sleeping on the front porch. And I was like, ooh, I can do something with that. And then I opened up the back door, went around the house very sneakily, and I tiptoed up to the doggy. And I was like, boo! And I grabbed her. And she spun around and just, oh, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, she was mad as hell. She was like gonna tear my throat out. And I was like, oh, snap. And then after about a few seconds, she realized it was me. And so then she started whimpering, and I tell you, that dog could cry like nothing. I ain't never seen a dog actually shed tears, but that dog basically did. Oh, man. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I just yelled at you. Oh. And then I felt terrible. I was like, oh my gosh, I made a dog cry. I used to have fun with that dog. We was always wrestling, doing silly stuff. One time I tangled her all up in some orange string. It was for construction work. It's the kind of stuff you'd use to do construction with. I think it's chalk string, but I'm not sure. I don't remember it being chalky, but I do remember it being neon orange. And it was a big tangled wad of string. And I was like, we're going to get the dog tangled in it. Mm-hmm. No, that's what we're going to do. Because that's a good idea. And so we tangled the dog up in string. Well, I say we, I mean me. Put my keys up. As she got, it's a chocolate lab, by the way. Cute little chocolate lab. As she got older, she started developing hip dysplasia or something, is what they described it as. I'd go out horseback riding or whatever. She always followed us, but as she got older, with that hip dysplasia getting worse and worse and worse, yeah, I kind of felt like I had to sneak away from the house on the horse because she'd try to follow you, and then you could tell every step was painful. But she was hard-headed, and she's like, "I'm gonna go." Sad. That's why I have a hard time. I love my cats, I really do. I have a really soft spot for my cats. But that dog, I will say, I don't think I could handle having another dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, dogs are wholesome in a way that is indescribable. You know how you have a best friend, and you're like, you might have a best friend, but you still might feel like there's like some greed in there, like this best friend, they have their own sense of agency and I'm not saying that they're still a best friend, but you still have reservations because you know that. But a dog is so loyal, so pure of heart, that it is impossible to conceive of that dog doing something even a little bit self-centered. It's so wholesome that, like Tiger, if I come annoy Tiger, I can piss him off and he'll take a swipe at me, right? He'll be like, nah, he won't really try to hurt me. Like, I know he doesn't, like, but he's got that. I can hang out with him, and I can rub on him, and he'll get bored of me. And eventually he's like, I want down. He's like, I want to go somewhere else and do something else. I am bored with you. That wasn't Honey. Honey, I don't think there is no amount of time you could spend with that dog where that dog would be like, and I've had enough. No point. It couldn't happen. It was impossible. As far as I know, it was impossible. She just loved unconditionally her people. You know, whoever she considered her people. And there's just something so pure about that. Now, on the other hand, I think the reason why I'm like, I kind of just, you know, putting yourself in the position to experience that again, it's a big deal, because on the other hand, that dog, man, she needed people, you know. And while I was there, I could give her that, you know. I could give her, I'd be, you know, like if you could went out horseback riding, she would right there at the horse's heels, you know. She'd be right there with you. If you went out and walked around the fields, she'd right there with you, you know. Like, and I spent a lot of time outside, you know. But dogs that have that personality type, you know, like, and it's most dogs. They're so giddy for that attention, you know, that I feel guilty with having a dog. We had another dog named Buddy, and I gave that dog attention. I played ball with him. I played fletch and stuff. And I found, like, you know, I got a kid. And he, you know, he was small and stuff, but I had a kid. I had stuff, and he was a bigger dog. He was hyperactive. I could not bond with that dog. I couldn't. It's like I've lost the capacity to bond with a dog. I think there might be something in my head that does it. And what that is that, like, I have other things that I want to do. And if I have a dog, I'm going to feel guilty the entire time I'm doing anything else other than spending time with that dog. That's really what that boils down to. You know? So, that being said, I can't bring myself to get a dog. Because it's such a deep, the Buddy thing, the other dog we had, as an adult, you know, that dog, the only reason we had it is because a buddy of mine transferred, and he was like, I need somebody to take care of my dog, just in a pinch. He's like, hey, you're like the only person that could possibly help me out. Can you? I was like, fine. So I took that dog. It was basically because the dog didn't have his shots and stuff. He was like, yeah, I can't get the paperwork done in time for my transfer. And I was like, oh, okay. And I liked that dog. He was a good dog. He was a loyal dog. Nothing wrong with that dog. I just wasn't able to bond. And I think it's because it's like, I think it's something that I have going on, not something so much the dog has going on, you know. Wasn't the dog's fault. But yeah. Dogs and stuff. Cats, they don't, like, they have this thing that they're just happy being in the room with you. And then, actually, if you give them too much attention, they kind of go like, alright, that's enough. You can go away now. You pet me and stuff. And then they've had enough. And then, for the most part, like, you could ignore a cat for like a fucking week. As long as they got food and water, they'll just be like, I guess. And then our cats specifically, because they're very affectionate, like eventually they'll come around and they'll be like, "All right, I'm feeling kind of lonely. Come pet me." Like they'll like jump on your desk and walk in front of the screen, and then like you're typing on the keyboard, and they'll plop down on your hands, and you'll be like, "Really?" Yeah. But then you pet them for 5 minutes, and they're like, "All right, I'm done." Or you could pick them up, put them in your lap, and they'll just sit in your lap, and they'll just sit still. Whereas a dog, you put a dog in your lap, it's gonna be he's gonna be like licking on you and crazy and hyper and stuff. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Dogs. Yeah, man. Horses. Horses are cool. I had a huge bond with 2 horses. Champagne. Actually, 3 horses. Let's be honest. Whiskey. You can't help but bond with that horse. That horse is. She's funny. Whiskey was my sister's horse. They got her Whiskey for her, and she's a badass because reasons. She was a stubborn horse, and she just had such a rich personality that you couldn't help but like her. I can make a whole video on her but by herself. She was great. Then there was Champagne, which was Whiskey's daughter. I named her. She was a fun horse. There was a point where we kind of came to the conclusion she was too dumb. But she was a super affectionate horse, super personable. She loved people. Horses, when they're young, they'll lay down on the ground. As they get older, they stand up when they sleep. But, when she's like super young, she'll lay down on the ground. And you can just go out there and you can treat the horse like a pillow. And you just lay on her and you lay on her neck, and you just you rub her face, and it's cool. Because she was born on the farm. She was born on the farm. Yeah. If she's still alive, she's probably like 32. Maybe 30. Man. Which, to be fair, that puts her... She's probably still alive somewhere. Yeah. Then there was Blaze. She's young, but that was my horse after Champagne. She was a good horse. Anyway, I had lots of pets. Lots of pets. Now I just have cats. I'm okay with that. I guess one of these days these cats will be gone and I'll have new pets. Something unsettling about that. Oh well. I guess that's it for today. Later.